Welcome back to the URG Podcast. Today, I have a very special guest, someone of many talents, and when I say that, I don't say that lightheartedly. He is a hustler. He is a real rapper, a comedian, someone who can hit the stage and light that shit up. It's my pleasure to introduce Rawkward.
What up, man?
What up, bro? How you doing? Everything good?
Yeah, great, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro. Of course. I mean, we kind of go back a little bit. Like, we've known each other for a few years now. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, we met through Midnight, correct? Or through at the one of the Bits and Bar shows.
I think so. Or it was because I met him through the High Def Cypher. So then they had their open mics. I feel like that was kind of.
Yeah, that's right. We did meet at one of the shows out there in Hollywood or in LA somewhere. But then we really got to connect through. Well, when I got to be a feature on my buddy Midnight's set at the Bits and Bar show, and then that's when we really got connected and just started chopping it up more. And been to a few more of the Bits and Bar shows, and you know, you've been supporting my journey. I've been supporting your journey as much as we can. You know what I mean? And it's a blessing we were able to make it, you know what I mean?
Definitely. And by the way, you're one of my dad's favorite. Since of the people I've had on Bits and Bars, he was like, you're one of his favorites.
Oh man, bro. Let's talk a little bit about that and about that whole circle, because I love that community that you guys have built. I think it's something that I really look up to, and something that I'm like it's rare to see nowadays, especially in hip hop, like such a tight knit group of people that genuinely support each other and genuinely like collab and put on shows together. So I mean, could you explain to me kind of how that whole collective started and kind of who and what it is?
So as far as the bars aspect of Bits and Bars, that's really rooted in this crew we have called DGAF Universe. And that really is, I gotta give like a huge thanks and credit to my homie Ed V from HP.
What a man, bro. Also an incredible artist too.
Yeah, he's really he's a great artist, but even more than that, he's just like a really great networker. You know, he really brought us all together. Like without him, I wouldn't know like the majority of these rappers, and not just rappers. It goes beyond that. We have like singers and producers, and we're just like a tight knit community of just artists. And then on my own, I'm a comedian, so I met comedians through that way, and I kind of brought that into the DGAF universe, and then I just started doing my own show, Bits and Bars, that put them both together, because I figured I myself being of both and knowing people on both ends, I feel like it would be a good idea for a show, and just try to keep them all connected through that.
So, I mean, for the people that may not know, what's the Bits and Bars show? Like, can you explain that?
Bits and Bars, it's jokes and hip hop, basically. You know, we open up with comedy, then we close the show with some bars, and usually an open cipher as well at the end of that. Yeah,
it's an awesome show. I've been to a few, and it was. I feel like it's a concept that's kind of. It should be more like it's already been. I know Dave Chappelle did like the block party where he kind of did something similar to that like a while back, but I love how synonymous comedy and music are, and in that setting you really see how intertwined they can get, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think for me a big part of it was like going to mixed open mics, like being like, you know, a diverse artist. I noticed that if you go to like a full comedy open mic, the reception isn't as good as if you go to like a mixed open mic, because I feel like the musicians are more inclined to laugh at the comedy than comedians who are kind of judging you from like comparing it to themselves, you know, and vice versa. So like I feel like that was kind of, you know, the idea, the origin of the idea, I think.
Well, yeah, the comedians probably enjoy the music too, because they're like, I mean, I can't. We'll talk about the comedy too, but I can't imagine like just being so involved in that world of just writing jokes and listening to jokes and just trying to be funny, and then just having music being as a good refresher for someone that strictly does comedy. Like I could imagine, or I could see how that reception goes both ways. You know what I mean? Of the comedians liking the music and the musicians liking the comedy and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
So, so DGAF is just music essentially, right?
It just started as music.
As music, and then so over the years, I mean, obviously y'all put on all types of different, like not just comedy and music, but you guys do all types of events. But then from there, it stemmed towards the Bits and Bars through like your comedy and through other comedians that were in the circle?
Yeah, I would say that Bits and Bars is just kind of like a facet of DGAF universe. Like it's kind of my own thing, but I just like whenever I was gonna do a show, I'd like think first to pull from the DGAF universe before I reached out to people who weren't exclusively a part of our crew.
Right. Okay, that's pretty crazy. I didn't know that. That's it's a cool origin story.
Yeah.
Because it really is such a cool group of people. Like the last one that I went to, Ed V performed with a saxophonist. Like,
oh yeah,
it was
shout out Lestat. Yeah,
Lestat. Yeah, Lestat. Shout out Lestat. Yeah, like it's a cool group and always a good crowd. And what I really like about it too is that you guys, it's like a moving circus in the most positive way. You know what I mean? Like, y'all pull up, y'all bring your madness, but there's always a good crowd, always very supportive people, and it's always like a whole gang of people too. It's never just like, oh, it's these guys again. It's like, nah, the party's coming to town. Yeah. Better pull up because we all gonna be here. You and your friends gonna be there. So, you know what I mean? Let's all have a good time. So that's something I really liked about those events. So I want to ask you, when you do those events, how is it a challenge preparing for both sides, preparing your comedy bits and preparing your musical performance?
Yeah, I would say I feel like at some point I get like the music stuff more locked down where I don't feel a need to stress over it as much. But with comedy, I'm like, I don't want to do the same jokes because you could do the same songs over and over again, and people, if it's a hit, people like want to hear the same songs. But if people come to your shows over and over again and you're doing the same jokes, they're not going to hit as well because they've already heard it, you know. So
true,
comedy is a little more stressful, I feel like, in that aspect.
Yeah, you got to be more on your toes, huh?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so how does that is the process similar for writing like a stand-up bit as to writing a song, or is it different processes?
For me, they're sort of similar, at least for me, in the fact that I like to do a lot of wordplay, and but they're also, I definitely did have to study them in different ways, like because there's different elements to each, you know, like with comedy, there's also misdirection is a big part of it. And that's not so much in rap, but it could be. I feel like there's a lot of things in comedy that you could apply to rap, and there are things also in rap that you could apply to comedy, but I feel like comedy helps more so with the rap than the rap helps with the comedy.
Yeah. What can you explain like a little bit of like what you just mentioned, the misdirection? Like, how would you use misdirection in comedy?
Okay, I'll just give you an example of a joke I have here. So the other day, my girl looked really upset, and I go, "Babe, what's wrong?" She goes, "I've been going through it." I said, "My phone?"
Oh shit!
So like, again, that's wordplay and misdirection, you know?
Yeah. You expecting? I see what you did there. You know what I'm saying? You expecting the bad news, but it's like, man, it could really be some bad news with that one. You know?
Yeah.
Not the bad news he was expecting. Okay, I see what you're saying. And then you could kind of flip that. Like, have you ever tried to apply a comedic technique to your writing, like your music writing?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be humorous, and I mean, here and there I try to be humorous. You know, I feel like Eminem is like a big inspiration to me, and I feel like he's a good example of like mixing comedy with rap, and it not being fully like Little Dicky. It's just like a little in between spot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I feel like you're not really like a comedic rapper. Like, I wouldn't categorize you. Like, I would categorize you as an artist and as a comedian separately. You know what I mean? Because I get what you mean by like the Lil Dicky lane, where it's like every bar is supposed to make you laugh, but there's not really a story or a message. It's more just like, here's some jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I guess the approach does differ in that way, right? Like just kind of what you're trying to express. Do you find yourself being more like, which one do you think is more freeing creatively? Like, which one can you express yourself more?
Definitely I'm like more attached to the music, but I've definitely used comedy as therapy as well. Like, especially early on, it was like a lot of things that like I'd go through that I'd be like, man, if I can make this into a joke, then I feel way better about it because at least it served a purpose. But also that translates into music too. But I feel like with comedy, it's like more instant because you get to write the joke, you think it's good, and you're like, okay, let me go try it, and then you find out right away that it's good because people laugh at it. Yeah. Whereas with music, it's like you don't know until like you have that full finished product, and then you get the reception, however it comes in, you know.
Yeah, you get more immediate feedback.
Yeah.
With comedy, right? That's, you know, I'm very fascinated by comedy because from an outside perspective, it seems like the hardest art form. Can you explain maybe a little bit what it felt like your first couple times hitting, like your first? Do you remember what you felt like your first time you did stand up?
It's terrifying. Yeah, I was shitting it. Actually, you know, a lot of people don't like to admit that, but I took a comedy class.
Okay.
But the main reason wasn't so much to learn how to write jokes, because I was already writing jokes. It was to get through the stage fright, because you think about it, it was like 10 of us who were all like facing the same fear in front of each other, you know?
Yeah.
As opposed to like an open mic, you got like a lot of people doing the same thing, but they're at different levels. Yeah. Whereas when I'm going in the class, we're all at the same level, you know? So
there's some common ground.
Yeah, exactly. So that really helped, and I actually did really well in that class. My professor or whatever, he actually posted, because we actually did a show at the end of it, like a graduation show at the Hollywood Improv, and out of all the sets, he posted my set as like the advertisement for the class, and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. There we
go. That's what's up. Top of the class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I feel like a lot of people don't consider how much work goes into writing a stand-up set. Like how long does it take you to write one minute?
Oh man. Yeah, I don't really think of it in terms of minutes until I'm actually putting the set together, because it's really joke by joke, and then okay, like now how many jokes can I fit in within this time frame is really how I think about it. Because because it depends, like per show, you know, the times vary. Like when you're starting out, a lot of your sets are 5 minutes. If you're doing open mics, they're 3 to 5 minutes, and then eventually you get to like 8 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 and an hour once you're there, you know. So it's like you just keep building on it, but also you want it to kind of be linear, unless you're just doing one-liners, and then you can also just squeeze one-liners in between a linear thing. So it's like it's a lot that goes into it. And you also want to close with your best joke, but you also want to open with a really good joke to gain the trust, and then some of the mid jokes can be in the middle, you know.
Damn, bro. You see, yeah, you spend all this game, but I'm picking up the little things you're saying, because I feel like that's. Like, it's just fascinating to me, because it is so much like how you're saying, like you could do linear, you could do one, like the one lines, like the way that you structure your set also kind of varies. But you do more like linear stuff, right? Or you do a little combination.
Yeah, a little combination. When I started out, it was one-liners. Anthony Jeselnik was my favorite when I started out. Not like it wasn't like my first favorite ever comedian, but like when I started to do comedy, like Jeselnik was who I was looking up the most too. So it was a lot of dark stuff that was just short misdirections. But then as time passes, like that doesn't fill a lot of time. So I like try to do more linear stuff to fill the time. And then especially with like dating is a gold mine, because dating itself, you could have so many different jokes from different aspects and different, you know, dating situations, but it's all under the umbrella of dating, so it all seems linear.
Right. So even if it's a different, like a completely different thing, as long as it's under that umbrella, it'll still have that feeling of like.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll write about like 3 different girls, but make it all about one girl afterwards.
I see. Okay. I'm putting it together. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've always had a dream that I could do stand up one day, but I know I'm never gonna do it. Like, well, never say never, right?
Yeah.
But
I encourage everybody to try it at least.
Nah, bro, this is so scary. Like, like you see me on stage, like I have no fear when it comes to like, you know what I mean, spitting a rap, whatever, singing. Like even if I don't sing good, I'll sing that shit. But just telling it, like, I feel like it's very vulnerable. Like, bro, 5 minutes up there alone seems like a fucking eternity to me. Like, when you said that's, like, the starter, 3 to 5 minutes, I'm like, fucking A, bro. 5 minutes? Like, that's intense. What's the longest set that you've done?
I think I've done 30 probably. 30? Yeah.
And how is it, like, how is that compared to, like, a shorter set? Like, how does it feel differently? Or similarly?
Like, on one hand, it feels good because you could be a little more loose. You don't have to, like, you know, when you have a tight set, you can't, it feels a little less free because you're like, you have all these jokes you want to tell, but you're like, also, I don't want to, like, have to rush through them. Like, and you never know how the audience is going to respond. You know, if they're going to laugh too long, or if you're going to bomb a joke. You know, that affects your timing too. You know.
Yeah.
So with the longer set though, it's like you're more free, and like if you do bomb a joke, you could like do some crowd work or something to fill some time, and yeah, I like doing longer sets, but also it's like, I don't know, are they tired of me yet? It feels like, that's why when I do like bits and bars, when I book it, I try not to like have it, I try to make it like a bunch of different people with shorter sets, because I feel like I don't think a lot of people want to hear one person for too long.
I mean, if they're killing it, definitely, but I mean, like you're saying, there's levels to it. Like there could be someone that could be killing it for the first maybe 10 minutes, and then those last 20 minutes get rough. You know what I mean? Like, so, like I see what you're saying, and there probably is. It's probably easier to feel like from a what's it called? Like a audience perspective. Maybe it's less taxing, I guess. Like when you have more people doing shorter sets like that.
Yeah.
And in that environment too. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, I think that's smart. Do you have you ever told it, like, what's the feeling when you tell a joke and you just hear like a bunch of laughter? Like what is that feeling like?
Oh man, it's amazing. It's there's nothing like it. Like, I mean, the closest thing is having people sing along to your song, but even then I feel like the laughter, like at some point when you have people singing along to your song, especially if you've done it a few times, you kind of expect it. But with comedy, you never know how it's going to go. Like, you could have a joke that feels great to you, but it's like not what the audience likes. Like, because comedy's so subjective, you know?
Yeah.
So, but when they do all react like that, it's like one of the best feelings, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can imagine, bro. That's probably such a cool like moment. Well, all right, well, on the other end, have you ever like told a joke and just silence?
Yeah.
What's that feeling like?
I mean, at first it's really rough, but you know, once you start hitting these open mics, you start to expect it. Like it's part of the working out process, you know, especially if you're doing new jokes, like, because you don't want to keep doing the same jokes over. You want to keep trying to do new jokes, and obviously there's going to be a lot of trial and error. And sometimes it's not even that the joke is bad, it's just the way that you told it, or it just needs some tweaks. Mm-hmm. But yeah, sometimes...
Like, could it be just like maybe changing a word or something like that? Or
yeah, or sometimes it's just like changing the setup. Maybe like you didn't communicate enough to get the punchline to hit the way it's supposed to. Like they didn't understand where you're going with it. Like you just got to be more clear about it. Rather, sometimes it's not even focusing on the funny part of it. It's focusing on the clarity of it.
Yeah, like you got to make sure they understand you. You know what I mean? If not, like you could make a funny face and get a laugh or whatever, but like if there's no, you can't build that connection if there's no understanding.
Because there's a balancing act you got to do between, like, they call it trimming the fat, and also like being clear. Like you want the joke to be as tight as you can make it so that you're not rambling, but also you want to make sure that they understand exactly what you're talking about, you know.
And how do you find that balance when you're writing a joke?
I start by trying to make it as short as possible, and then finding out on stage if it's not clear enough by bombing it.
So there's really no other way to like get better at your jokes than just doing it in front of people.
Yeah, I would say so. I think every comedian shares that as like their anecdote of advice is just get on stage. Like literally, that's the only way you're gonna know if your jokes are gonna hit. You know.
Do you think that there's a similarity to that with music, like as far as performing and like your songs? Like, do you think that performing on stage, it is kind of like a necessary part of the creation process?
Yes, I would say yes. Because when I first started out, like my first 2 albums, I never was on stage with it. And then once I started getting booked, I realized some of these songs don't translate to stage as well, or they're harder to do on stage because like, what do you call it? You were talking about it on your podcast recently about like when you cut in, like when you record, like you do.
Like a punch in or like the breath control.
Yeah, all that shit is like it's different from just recording it than to actually having to do it on stage live. So right. I think that's very important to like, you gotta practice that and you gotta try it on stage, and also like crowd control is a big thing too, you know. So
yeah, you definitely learn more crowd control doing the comedy stuff, right? Like as compared to the music stuff, because the music you could kind of hide You hide behind the beat a little bit, you know what I'm saying? If it gets awkward a little bit, whatever.
Yeah.
But with comedy, like, what do you hide behind?
Yeah.
Nothing. You're just standing there, you know, everybody's staring at you.
Definitely.
Let's jump into the music, bro, because there's something that I'm very excited to talk to you about. I checked out your projects. Let's start with She's Really Something. So can you explain to the people kind of what that project is and, you know, a little bit about it?
So that's a prequel to the Joker Vaudevillain album. Yeah. So, and this similarly to what I was saying about in comedy, like the having a bunch of dating jokes under the umbrella of dating. That's kind of what I did with that album. Like, those songs aren't actually about one girl; they're about like 3 different girls. But this project's about one girl.
I was gonna say, bro, like, who broke your heart, bro? Like, damn, like, there was some real inspiration behind this one, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, She's Really Something. I just wanted to have like the love arc before we get into the full breakup arc, because this album is like majority breakup. But even the She's Really Something isn't just like love songs. It starts out with love songs, and then you slowly see the breakup happening. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to. I had some of those songs already out as singles, and I just wanted to put them together on a project. And then I just added some little movie quotes and stuff to kind of give it more of a narrative arc that also ties into this album.
Yeah, I love that. When I was listening to it, I was like, damn, like, am I in the fucking Regal right now? Like, what the heck is going on? But, yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I also heard, so, with She's Really Something specifically, there was some songs on there where you were singing a little bit more than rapping, and you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, what kind of inspired that, or what was, like, the motive behind doing the songs like that?
Okay, so the 2 songs that I can think of right now that I sing on for sure are Lovely Girl, mm-hmm. which is a rendition of, or an interpolation of my friend Erica Storm's song Lovely Boy. Mm-hmm. And that came together literally because I was really into her music at the time. I was playing it in the shower, I was singing along to it in the shower, and I kind of sang it the way that I sang it, like on my version of it, just on some messing around shit. And I was like, you know, I kind of like how my voice sounds like this. I'm just going to record it. And then that was kind of the beginning of that. And I was like, I'm going to try to reproduce this beat. And then I just wrote the verses. And that's kind of how that one came to be. And then the last song on that EP as well, I'm singing. And that one just came out of raw emotion. That was fresh off the breakup. It was just me pouring my heart out. And it's just what I felt at the time. It was like, I didn't feel like rapping. I felt like singing my emotions, you know, and that's just what it was.
Dope, bro. I think I've never heard that side of Rawkward, and it was pretty dope. Like, I felt it. I was like, damn, bro's hurting. I want to go give him a hug or something. But yeah, that was a cool side of you that you expressed on those 2 songs and on that tape specifically.
Thanks.
What on that album, or on that EP, I guess? Yeah. Did you produce all the tracks on there?
Yeah, except for one. Except for Synthetic Love, my homie. Shout out K-Waz, made that beat.
Shout out to you, K-Waz.
Yeah.
That's dope. I didn't know you produced.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, bro, you're crazy.
I produce pretty much everything I've put out except for stuff for the Nick tape, and except for that song, the K-Waz song.
Dang, so did you make what's the one that... Do-Hop?
Yeah.
You made that one too?
Yeah.
Dang, bro, I didn't know you make some bangers, bro.
Oh,
okay, Rawkward the producer. Okay. That's interesting. So do you play instruments?
I've dabbled.
Dabbled a little bit here and there?
Yeah. I have a guitar, I have a ukulele, I have a keyboard, but I wouldn't call myself like a player, like a musician, a full-on musician, but I use them to make beats. I use them to, like, and I have been trying to incorporate the ukulele a little more. I'm trying to learn it a little more. And I took a guitar class in high school, and I paid for a year of musician to learn the keyboard. So I've put in some work, but I not enough to feel like confident enough to call myself a full-on musician.
But enough to make some bangers for sure. Okay, that's dope, bro. I didn't know that. Like, that's pretty impressive, because, well, then I'm assuming that you put together all the sound design too for for the projects, right? All the sound effects and the storytelling aspect, because that shit is crazy. How'd you go about that? Or like what inspired that?
So I've always been fascinated with like putting movie quotes and stuff, just to like add a little something. Like I do it on, like, I think I've done it on all of my albums, but for this one specifically, we leaned in heavily to the Joker movie, for the Joker Vaudevillain. And that's actually because this before it was the Joker Vaudevillain, I had an EP, the Joker EP, and it wasn't even my idea, to be honest, to make it a Joker thing. It was just the fact that I wrote the song Clowns Make Up. Yeah. And I was thinking of giving it like a circus theme. And I was just talking to my friend John Luke about it. And around the time I was planning on dropping it, Joker 2 was coming out. And he was like, what if you like try to tie it to the Joker movie? Because I did love the Joker movie. And even if you go back to my second album, the color scheme of the cover was inspired by the Joker movie. Like, I've always really liked that movie. And Joker 2 was coming out. He's like, you should try to tie it to that. So the promo was like sync up, and I was like, that's a good idea. So it was really because he said that I started putting in some Joker quotes. And then once I got to the LP, that was after the Joker 2 came out. Despite how it did, it gave me more quotes to pull from. So I was like, and also, like I said, like Clowns Makeup was done and FMX was done before I even had the Joker idea in mind. So Delulu was the only one on the EP that I really was really inspired by the Joker movie. So with the Joker LP, I was like, I want these songs to be more inspired by the Joker movie, especially with like the production. Some of it was inspired by the Joker, like the cellos that you hear in the score of the movie and stuff.
That's fucking awesome, bro. Yeah, I remember hearing it's FMX.
Yeah,
I remember hearing FMX at one of the Bits and Bar show. Yeah, everybody's seen that shit.
Yeah, people like that one. Yeah.
But so the first one that kind of started that whole project was Clown's Makeup.
As far as it coming together, yeah, FMX, I wrote that song first though, and that song was done first. But yeah.
But is it Clown Makeup or Clown's Makeup?
Clown's Makeup.
Yeah, because it's the wordplay.
Yeah.
It's like Clown's Makeup, but the clowns make up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, come on. Y'all need to go listen to the fucking tape so y'all can really know what we talking about. But, okay, yeah. You did a lot of that kind of clever wordplay with the song, like Joker's Wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I thought that was pretty clever, too. Like,
Thank you.
Okay, but, all right, so now, that was She's Really Something, right? Yeah. And, so from there, you know, you kind of tell the story a little bit of, you know, the young man falling in love, and then falling out of love. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Getting heartbroken for real, and then it leads to the chaos that is the Vaudevillain. Yeah. So can you explain a little bit about how those two projects are connected?
Yeah, so from She's Really Something, it starts out with Eyes on Stuck, which is like a love at first sight type song, and then Lovely Girl is like kind of being more enamored, and then there's Man Enough. That's another one I wrote fresh off the breakup. That's probably one of the most like vulnerable songs I have on that album, and that's kind of like, that was like, I don't know if that wasn't like fresh off the breakup. That was like about to break up. That's like us having our issues and me trying to like salvage it, and just like, it was kind of, if you've seen Dave, like Little Dicky Dave, it was like my alley song. I feel like that was kind of that moment. And then Synthetic Love is basically after we broke up, I hooked up with my prior ex to kind of try to fill that void, but like it was just that, like we were just hooking up. It wasn't anything beyond that, but I wanted it to be more than that. And then I got back with the one that broke my heart the first time, and then she cheated on me, and we broke up again, and then that inspired this full album, starting with FMX. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in the concept, because I feel like it pulls a lot from reality, obviously, but I feel like you also you dive really deep into the Joker character. Yeah. Well, I mean, unless it's for real, bro, then I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit scared. But all right, so how much of it like did you get into character, and how much of it was like you really just being vulnerable, like how you're saying?
I would say it's like 60% vulnerability, 40% character. Because like the thing about Joker is, going back to the movie, I feel like excluding the breakup aspect, I related to it on the level of like it's about a struggling comedian who was depressed and like I wouldn't say I'm depressed now, but I would say I probably was depressed around the time the movie came out, so it hit even harder. And I just really like connected to that. This is the struggle of a comedian who's depressed, and then even in part 2, he uses music as his outlet for his depression. So I was like, it's just all so perfect as far as that goes, and then I just threw in my breakup aspect and kind of just try to make it meld together.
Yeah, that was something I thought was okay. So, because from going into She's Really Something, when I heard it, it was like the man, right? Like the man who was still there. But by the time we get to this right here, we get to the Vaudevillain, the Joker Vaudevillain by Rawkward, bro. This is the fucking demon time right here. Like this is some psychopath, just madman on the loose. But like, is that something that you really feel throughout your career of like can you explain a little bit about that feeling of doing comedy, and like how you mentioned like, oh, maybe I'm not at where I was like hoping I'd be like at my career so far, and like, can you explain a little bit about that side of this project and like the inspiration of that?
So I feel like especially as you said, like it goes from man to like the Vaudevillain, like the Joker. I feel like that's something like that also came from the internal work in making that switch of both from the breakup standpoint and from the career standpoint. Was like, I feel like as far as the breakup goes, or like just my relationship with her in general, I was very much a pushover and like just pretty much didn't stand up for myself in any aspect. And as far as comedy and music goes, like I at some point I hit a point where I was like, it doesn't matter so much that I'm not like famous or whatever, but as long as like I'm confident in what I'm doing and I appreciate what I'm doing and I have people that appreciate what I'm doing, it was kind of just making like that switch of just like not caring so much about what would make me feel depressed about it, you know? As far as both things go.
Right. Because I mean, that is something that a lot of people. And I feel like a lot of musicians go through this too. And I know a lot of people do because I have these type of conversations with artists. And I can imagine it's the same thing within comedy. But that it's like, you know, and especially in hip hop, people, you got to be very like, you know what I mean? Like hip hop is a very like tough, like you got to flex on them. You got to be
bravado,
big
braggadocious.
Exactly. Everything's got to be fucking glamorous and huge. So when I hear stuff like this, I feel like it's so much more relatable than a lot of the stuff that's out there, because I feel like a lot of people in the music world go through that too, that feeling of like dang, I thought I'd be doing this, or I thought I'd be doing this, or shit, I feel like that sometimes too, or like maybe I don't know, certain accolades that you initially wanted or whatever, but I love how you did that on this project.
Yeah, that's why. Thank you, I appreciate it. That's why there's like there's songs like Jokes in Hip Hop and Painted on Smile, where it's like the struggle, and then once you get to like Joker's Wild and Who's Laughing Now, it sounds like a victory lap. Even if I'm not at that victory lap, I feel like in real life, I feel like the Joker aspect kind of helps play into the fact that maybe I'm just delusional and like, who cares? You know, like I'm happy being delusional.
I feel that, bro. Like, I feel delusional sometimes too, man. Like, but I love how you put that, bro. I love how you worded that. You know what I mean? Yeah, because even throughout the album, you incorporated real life like bits from your actual shows, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so in the editing of that, did you intentionally make those bits kind of feel a little darker and eerie, like the way that you put them together?
Kinda, yeah. So really, I pitched down every time the Joker was talking, and so yeah, I made so even the stand-up bits are pitched down, so they do sound a little spooky in that aspect.
So, yeah. I was definitely a little freaked out. I was like, dang, bro. Like, but okay. But all the jokes that you hear on the tape are from actual bits that you were doing live on stage.
Yeah.
All right. So if y'all go check it out, y'all make sure to keep note of that, because I'm pretty sure I was there for at least one of them. You know what I mean? But that's pretty crazy. So what inspired you to add your actual comedy in there? You know what I mean? From that perspective.
So I've always tried to add comedy in general to my albums. And like, if you go all the way back to my first ever album, it's called Well, This Is Rawkward. It opens with me. This one has actual bits that are recorded from sets, but on my first album and even on my second album, I did jokes, but they weren't from live shows. I just kind of made them sound like they were from live shows. But once I had enough recordings of me doing actual live bits, I was like, let's try to put some actual real jokes in there. So yeah, that's kind of how that came together.
Oh, that's dope, bro. Where did you what came first, music or comedy? Music came first.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was like one of your earliest experiences like creating music?
So I remember like writing raps just like in elementary school. I remember writing raps like to like about or to a girl that I liked, but I'm pretty sure I never showed them to her. But like, that's a little vague. But what I do remember more concretely is around the time 8 Mile came out. I have an older cousin, 4 years older than me. He's also really into Eminem. We're both really into Eminem. And after 8 Mile came out, he was like, we should like battle rap. And I was like, all right. But we would write him down though, because
you go in that corner, I'll go in this corner. Exactly. Come back in 5 minutes.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And my grandma had a camera too. So we were like, gonna take grandma's camera. We're gonna battle each other. And then we didn't have a judge though, so it was just whenever he would admit that I won, I was like, cool, thanks. There were a few times too. I was like, I didn't think he'd ever admit that I'd win, because I'm like, he's the older cousin, he's got to win, you know. But yeah,
that's funny.
So we kind of started out that way, and then eventually when I graduated high school, my parents and my grandpa bought me like studio equipment. So then that cousin and I we put a mixtape together too, just like rapping on commercial beats and stuff. The mixing was terrible, but I still have some of those tracks, and I still stand by some of the bars. There
we go. Yeah, bro, that's kind of dope. I feel like 8 Mile probably inspired a lot of people, a lot of rappers, you know what I mean? Because, I remember when that shit first came out, too, I started writing shit down. I was like, damn, bro, like, I got to be ready in case anyone tries to, you know what I mean, come at me. Yeah. But, okay, that's pretty awesome. So then, when did comedy, like, when did you decide to start doing comedy?
Comedy, that was when I was 21, for sure, yeah. I remember it was when I was 21. I was really into comedy at the time. I was just watching a lot of comedy. I also was in high school. I think what it started with is because I was always writing raps and stuff, and there was a lot of wordplay. And then I don't know, one day I just thought of some wordplay that wasn't a rap. I was like, but this is probably a pretty solid dark joke. Again, I was really into Anthony Jeselnik, and I wrote it out, and it had like, it wasn't just like setup and punchline. It was like setup, punchline, punchline, punchline. I was like, this is a pretty quality joke, I think. And I was like, I gotta try this. But again, I was too nervous to get on stage. So I looked for comedy classes. Oh, because also I listened to a lot of podcasts. And there was this one podcast I was listening to in particular called Making It with Ricky Lindholm. Ricky Lindholm is one half of this comedy duo called Garfunkel and Oates. The other half is Kate Micucci. Shout out Kate Micucci. I've also met her, and she actually helped me write a song, but she said not to talk about it. So I'm not going to say which one it is, and also don't hit her up to help you write a song. But on the podcast, Making It with Ricky Lindholm, she would basically interview a bunch of comedians about how they made it. So I was listening to Anthony Jeselnik talk about how he made it, and he took a comedy class. So then I was like, if he takes a comedy class, I could take a comedy class. So I looked up some comedy classes, and I took a comedy class, and that was kind of how it all started.
It started the journey.
Yeah.
So it started from a rejected rap, or a rap that was too dark.
Kinda. just wordplay that was too dark. It was, well, I mean, it wasn't too dark. It became a great joke. I don't still do it, but I would still do it.
Yeah.
I might still do it.
Might bring it back.
Yeah, I stand by that joke. It's I think it's still one of the best jokes I've ever written. It was like the first joke I ever wrote.
Dang, that's dope, bro. Okay, so what do you enjoy doing more if you were to pick?
Music. Yeah.
Music.
Yeah.
Okay, that's I mean, it was your first passion. So yeah. So it's got to be your.
Yeah, and yeah, I just love it's like I love the whole process of it, especially now that I produce. I used to hate producing. I only started producing because I was too cheap to buy beats, and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do this, and now I feel like I'm finally getting to a point where like I like making it, and so like just there's so much more that goes into music that I enjoy but it's still nice to write a joke here and there and be like, I can't wait to try this out. Actually, my favorite open mic in LA called The Gym just came back. I went yesterday, and I was just gonna do music at first, but I was like, I gotta try one joke. So I opened with the joke, and it hit, and I was like, it felt good. I feel like I got the bug back. Definitely, like in the new year, I want to get back to doing comedy.
Dope. Okay, so what do you enjoy more, the creating of the music or performing your songs?
Creating, yeah.
Ooh, okay. So which aspect of creating? Like the production, the songwriting, the recording process, the mixing. What do you enjoy?
My favorite part is the writing for sure.
Songwriting, getting the pen out.
Yeah, definitely. And then production second. Mixing is way at the bottom. I don't like mixing, but I do it again because I'm cheap.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
We do it because we have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's dope. So yeah, you a pensman.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. When you write a song, do you like what comes first? Is it like a melody, a flow? Is it a bar that kind of everything stems from that, or how do you kind of initiate that?
For the most part, it's a bar. It's one punchline that I'm like, all right, now like, what can we? How many more punchlines can we rhyme with this? Basically,
what's the concept that can build up to this?
Yeah.
Okay. So it starts with one bar, and then you build out everything from. Do you usually write to a beat, or do you write first and then you produce after, or is it how does that go?
I used to always write without a beat, but then I found that I was kind of off beat a lot of times. So I was like, maybe I need a beat. Because it would always be like, all right, this is a great, like, lyrically, this is great, but also rhythmically, it's not so great. So
how do I fit all these bars here?
Yeah, so now a lot of times I just, like, write to random YouTube beats or even, like, a commercial beat that I like, and then I'll make my own beat afterwards that has, like, a same tempo or a similar tempo.
Yeah, and then just record it to your beat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So, who are some of like, I mean, I know you spoke about Eminem, but like growing up, what was like some of the things? Like, did you grow up in a musical household?
No one played instruments, but my dad used to be a DJ, and really into old school hip hop and house music. So, and my mom likes oldies and also old school hip hop and house music. So that's kind of what I grew up on. Okay,
so hip hop has always kind of been in your life.
Yeah.
Would you ever would you ever do any other genres?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've always been a fan of like genre blending and genre switching. Like B.O.B. is one of my favorite artists for that. He's really good at that. 21 Pilots, I like how they mix genres. I even appreciated Lil Wayne's rock album. Like,
yeah, you might be lonely on that island, bro. But
yeah,
I dig it. Yeah, 21 Pilots had a crazy run, huh? Well, I mean, they're still pretty big, I would say. But
yeah, but their first two albums, they for sure had a crazy run with those two.
Bruh, they was fucking off the charts. I thought they was gonna be like fucking like Beyonce forever. You know what I mean? But I mean, they're still killing it. But
yeah.
That's cool. So would you ever do some more like rock influenced music or like something more on that vein?
Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever because I've only seen you perform some like hip hop stuff with a DJ, but have you ever performed with a band?
There's this band called Flesh Radio. They're like ska punk, kind of like, I feel like it's Sublime meets like Rage Against the Machine kind of.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so like usually, if I go to one of their shows, they'll just like pull me and Ed V. It's usually me and Ed V that go. They'll just pull us up on stage to freestyle, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, that we've done it a few times.
Okay, is I could, for some reason, cause like I'm just thinking of Ed V like rapping with Lestat, but I could picture you doing like a set with a full band. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that would be something that you would do really well. Cause I feel like I don't know. Do you feel comfortable on stage like at this point that you're at in your carear?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like
the stage fright is definitely like not fully diminished, but like it's very manageable. Yeah.
You still get nervous though, like before you hit the stage?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But like on both ends, like music and comedy?
Yes, but more so with comedy. But with music, I feel like I'm able to convert that to like excitement and adrenaline more so, because like you need all that energy. But with comedy, I'm not really running around like that, you know. Yeah. So it's just I'm just vibrating from within.
You fucking just trying to control all that anxiety and excitement. Like, okay, that's cool. That's fucking fire, bro. Let's talk a little bit about the single you just dropped, Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh,
you know
nice,
what I mean? What I've seen that you've done a few drops around the holiday season. Is that like what's the purpose or the intention behind that?
So I love Christmas. I always have. My birthday's in December, so I think that's part of it. It's just like I always felt I've kind of been spoiled in December. So
birthday and Christmas, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did they ever try to like double your gift?
I definitely got the double gift, but it would be like an expensive gift.
Okay.
At least I would think that's how they sold it to me. I was like, this PlayStation is both. You know, it's expensive. It's like, all right, I guess that
I'll take it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always loved the holidays, and I like Christmas music. And you know, from a marketing standpoint, it's like good because every year, you know, you get that replay value. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I genuinely enjoy Christmas music, and it's this time of year is like the one time of year where I really go searching for music, like because I just want to keep expanding my Christmas playlist, and I just think it's so awesome that like all these artists I like have like a Christmas song, and I could put them all in this playlist, and it all kind of goes together because it's all under the same umbrella. It's like so every year I'm like let's see if 21 Pilots has a Christmas song, and they do. And I'm like, let's see if
they do.
They do, yeah.
What the?
It's called Christmas Saves the Year. It's a good one. Check it out.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, damn. See, that's hard because we're talking classics. We're talking like newer stuff. Let's
go. Your favorite classic, and then your favorite just curveball.
My favorite classic is I like Brenda Lee a lot. Oh wait, no, what's that one song? Although I love Brenda Lee, like her whole Christmas album is great, but what's that one song from Home Alone? I think it's by Darlene Love. Nobody Wants to Be Alone on Christmas. I don't know if that's the title, but that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
And then as far as like a curveball, Litmus by Shally, formerly known as what's that guy who did Broccoli? It's that guy.
Lil Yachty or Dram?
Dram, yeah.
Dram. Oh, okay. He has a Christmas song?
Yeah, it's probably my favorite.
Dang, bro. Yeah, he was he made some dope ass music. Like I remember I was really following him around that same time, around that Broccoli time.
Yeah.
But he was mad talented.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that shit out.
Yeah.
So do you put out a playlist with all the Christmas music, or it's just kind of a personal?
I do. I usually have like different ones because I have one that's just like huge, and then every year I try to put out like a 25 song playlist
of just the bangers for that year.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get a 2025 Rawkward Christmas playlist this year.
Yeah, and I will say it's not always just like what came out that year, because sometimes there's not 25 great Christmas songs that came out that year, but it's just like what I'm listening to this year.
Yeah, you know? The vibe for that Christmas time. Yeah. Okay. I want to get into this. Let's jump into this next section. It's called the URG Studios Quick Fire Rapid Questions. Just a bunch of random questions, just to answer however you feel. You know what I mean? There's no right or wrong. If you were to describe your music as a type of weather, what type of weather would it be?
That's tough. Like for this album, I would say it's stormy weather.
Okay.
But in general,
stormy, maybe a little bit of a fire.
Yeah.
Maybe a stormy fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in general, I feel like it's more sunshine.
So, if, on any other project, sunshine. Yeah. But the Vaudevillain, we got a storm.
Yeah.
I dig it. Okay. What is the first thing you do when you wake up?
Drop a deuce.
There we go. That's real. Relatable. If you were stuck on an island, right? You could only listen to 3 albums on that island. What albums would you take?
The Eminem Show. Blurry Face, 21 Pilots' second album. And like, how am I here for? How long am I there for?
It's unknown to you, so you just got to take that into consideration. It could be a day, it could be the rest of your life.
I'm gonna take Brenda Lee's Christmas album.
There we go. Yeah, you'll never feel lonely on your Christmas time, huh? Yeah. On the island.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, if I feel like you'll have a good answer for this. If you were to describe, how did I have this question? If your artist was a animated character, which animated character would it be?
I mean, I feel like the obvious choice is just Joker count. Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, Joker or Timmy Turner.
Timmy Turner. Yeah, that's why I was like, I feel like you're gonna have a good one. 'Cause you always have the I have my rocket hat and I have my my rocket power hat. Yeah, that's fire. The Nick tape. Dope. Okay. Next question. If you were able to perform under one colored light for the rest of your life, what color would you choose?
That's an interesting question. I feel like an orange.
Ooh, yeah, I could see that. That's a good fit. I like that. Okay. If you were able to star in any movie, what movie would it be, and which character would you play?
All right. There's a movie called After Party on Netflix with Kyle. You know, Kyle?
Yeah. Super Duper Kyle.
I would play Super Duper Kyle. Yeah, I like that movie a lot. I liked his role. I feel like
Damn,
that would be dope.
I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Oh, dude, totally good.
What's it called?
After Party.
After Party. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna check that one out. Okay. Would you rather forget your lyrics on stage or trip and fall when you're walking out?
I've definitely forgotten my lyrics on stage before. I don't know if I've tripped and fell though. Yeah, I think I'd rather forget my lyrics. It's kind of hard to recover from. I've seen. I mean, who was Doechii fell recently? She slid down that slide all awkward and shit. And I don't know. It seems like a hard recovery.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah. It's like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, it depends on how you fall too. You have to think so fast. Like, am I in an awkward position? Do I stay here? Do I get up? Like,
yeah.
I feel you on that, bro.
And yeah, like you said, like we were saying earlier, like the music helps you. Like even if you get your lyrics, still vibe to the beat for a little bit.
That concludes the quick fire rapid questions. Do you have any shows or anything you're looking forward to before the year ends?
What I'm most looking forward to is dropping the Jingle Bell Rock music video. Dropping that in about a week, I think. So yeah, we shot it last year to get to have the settings. Like we went out and places in LA that were decorated, and then we're dropping it this year. Shout out Vanessa, she's on the song. I wrote that song so long ago, and I just had an open chorus that I kept trying to write my own choruses for that I did not like. And then once I met Vanessa, she's on Delulu as well on this album, and she. Fast return time. She's really good at she's my favorite person to collab with. So yeah, I sent her that Christmas song and she sent it back and I loved it. And then we shot the video and it's
go make sure you go check that out. It's out now on YouTube. Go check it out. Yeah, that's dope. Okay, how long have you been collabing with Vanessa?
Since Delulu, since the Joker EP, I think it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, I met her at a show. My homie Bravo 562, he was throwing these shows, full of life shows, and he had us both on the same show. And I thought like she was very talented. Like all of her songs were dope. She has a very, very unique voice, and I'm like, the name Rawkward comes from me being like socially awkward. So like after the show, I was kind of just like standing alone in the corner, and she kind of like motivated me to like dance because there was music playing and shit. So like she was like friendly off the bat, and also I thought she was talented, so I kind of just like slid in her DMs, not like that, but and I was like, hey, we should do a song
professionally
together.
guys, relax.
Exactly. Then I was like, we should do a song together, and she was like, I already got a beat, and I was like, I can make one.
There we go.
And then I made the Delulu beat, I sent it to her, and I told her the concept. She was like, I love it, and that's how it all started. Yeah.
Dope. How do you go about collaboration? Like, do you like collabing with other artists? Do you like collabing musically? Because you do a lot of music by yourself.
Yeah.
But do you enjoy that collaboration process?
I do. It's just artists aren't so reliable. I feel like it's just like it's hard to like. I have a lot of collabs that I've started that you're just waiting, you know. But also like it goes both ways. Sometimes like I have some collabs that are done that I just haven't put out yet because I'm like I feel like it's not. I don't have a project that it's ready for, and like I don't know how
you want to drop it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do like collab, and I also like shout out Zigzag Prodigy. We've done like two or three. We've done 2 that are out right now, and we have 1 more that it's been in the vault for like 2 years that I'm probably gonna drop this summer, hopefully. And then I have a few other collabs that I have in the vault. Yeah, I do enjoy collabing in general.
Bro, technically, we kind of collab for Ha 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 Who's Laughing Now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was awesome, yeah. Appreciate you for that, too.
Bro,
I don't know. Yeah, your voice is very distinct at the end, too, with the ha ha. I was like, I loved it. That goes like perfect ending for the laughing part.
Yeah, this man called me. He's like, yo, bro. And it was like, bro, I don't know. I was going on a trip. That's like that same day. Like, he hit me up. He was like, yo, I need you to send me a recording of you laughing. I was like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? And then he kind of explained the concept to me. If you go listen to Who's Laughing Now, that's the name of the song, right?
Yeah.
If you go listen to Who's Laughing Now, and it's on the chorus and then it's on the ending, right?
Yeah, it's on the final chorus. Then after that, there's like kind of a little outro where I just have a bunch of my artist friends laughing. Yeah. And yeah, I hit you up. Like one of the first people I hit up because I was like, I know he has his studio and stuff. Like, it's gonna give me some professional quality, you know. So I was like, yeah, I gotta hit up Bergie.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Well, I was pretty happy to see how it came out. You know what I mean? Like,
thanks, man.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I had to mix that shit like 10 times. I couldn't get it right with all the voices. I was like, how do I make this not peak, but like we get a full sound here?
How many did you get? You got a bunch at the end, huh?
Yeah, probably at least 10. Probably a little more.
But sonically, like, do you think that made a difference having all those unique voices?
Yeah, because at first I had like 3, and I was like, this isn't quite hitting the vision, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, once I got more, and then I got a little too many. And then some of them weren't that great of quality, so they got cut. But I just kept their laughs.
Okay, yeah, you had to make. It's called sound mixing. You know what I mean? We got to make, as engineers, we make decisions, and it's for the best of the song.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny, bro. And I honestly, like, I didn't the first listen, I didn't even remember it because I was it blended in so well with the cinematic aspect of it. You know what I mean? It felt like part of just the movie that you're in when you're listening to it. So I was like, shit. And now I listened to it again. I was like, oh wait, that's a little familiar. Like, I remember that for more than one reason now. You know what I mean? But that's dope, bro. Congrats on this project.
Thank you.
Congrats on everything you're doing, man. I'm fucking grateful I get to be a part of your journey and witness everything you're doing and just, you know what I'm saying, enjoying all the art that you put out, because at the end of the day, we artists, and I know that the reason why we do it is for, you know, someone to just get something out of it. So it definitely took me on a trip when I listened to this, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And yeah, bro, I'm super stoked to see what you're gonna do with this project specifically and everything else that you're gonna do in the future, bro. Like, you a superstar, bro.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much,
man. Shit, is there anything you want to tell the people?
Check out the album, check out the Christmas song, Follow me on IG at Don't Stop the Rock, RAWK, and tap in with the DGAF universe.
Hell yeah. And you already know, if you enjoyed what you saw, you enjoyed the conversations, you want to see more, like and subscribe. You know what I mean? Follow DGAF. Make sure to check out Rawkward. Make sure to follow URG Studios. And you already know, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!